question we're all asking, what did they wear? Well, tonight these questions will be answered as we meet some of the women in the Bible. Brennan, would you open the Bible for us? Let's face it, none of us are that hot. But then she ate that dreaded apple. Now she's wearing a fig leaf bikini, the hottest new fashion in the Garden of Eden. Because of her disobedience, God expelled her and Adam from the garden. But she was redeemed by God's amazing grace, and He bestowed motherhood upon her. Thank you, Eve. To go on a houseboat excursion, not only with him and your family, but with umpteen animals? And you agree to the trip knowing that it will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Our model shows us the latest fashion from Mount Ararat gear for women for those long-lasting rainy days and nights. I believe she could be called the mother of long suffering. And she looks so cute, doesn't she? Thank you, Mrs. Noah. Sarah displays this colorful tunic ready for the road, yet lovely enough to wear to a tent-side brunch. Covered in this bright robe and a veil that partially covers the face, you'll look and feel like a princess. In this sturdy but elegant array, you can travel for days and still feel refreshed. Found in Genesis stores around the Fertile Crescent and south along the Mediterranean. Motherhood eluded Sarah for most of her life, and her story speaks to all of us about patience in waiting for the fulfillment of God's word. For she was blessed in old age with the birth of her son, Isaac. Thank you, Sarah. Mrs. Lot. Here is a worldly, selfish woman who spent lavishly and entertained elaborately. She married her daughters off to sodomite men with low ethical ideals and morals. Mrs. Lot shows us what can happen when you disobey the angel of God. Zach, you're a pillar of salt. God calls us to listen to His word. Curiosity was her undoing. Mrs. Lot's tunic is from the exclusive house of Morton Salt located on the banks of the Dead Sea. Rebecca. A thirsty traveler met our Rebecca as she was drawing water from the well. When he asked for a little drink from her jug, she poured it for him and then drew water for his camels. Little did Rebecca realize that that traveler was on a mission from Abraham to find a wife for his son Isaac. Now married and pregnant with twins, Esau and Jacob, she still draws water from this well. Her fetching outfit is from the Moms to Be Our Us store. Thank you. Miriam. Miriam's fitting ensemble is playful and colorful and comfortable, and she created it herself with fabric from Nile River notions. Miriam's mother, Jochebed, depended on her to be her baby brother Moses' lifesaver. Years later, she joined Moses when God called him to lead the Hebrews out of slavery in Egypt. With Pharaoh's chariots and horsemen in hot pursuit, God delivered the Hebrews across the Red Sea and onto dry land. Miriam, in a burst of thankfulness, led the women in song and dance, thus becoming the first female singer on record.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine,
Judge Deborah! In a land where most of the power was held by men, Deborah's faith carried the Israelites forward, unafraid. Like judges everywhere, she was forced to make difficult decisions. Although there's no reference to her children in the Bible, we do read that the people of the land regarded themselves as her children, and Deborah as the mother in Israel. Doesn't she just reek of power in this elegant black robe? Choice of justice? Delilah was a woman of exotic beauty and deceitful ways, who coaxed and cajoled from Samson the secret of his strength, so that his enemies could conquer him. Tempted by the love of money, she allowed herself to be used by evil men. Here's how she did Samson in. She cut off his hair. Who knew Samson was a blonde, but you know, it would explain a lot. Doesn't Delilah look intoxicatingly sensual in her outfit from Bad Bible Babes Incorporated? Thank you, Delilah. Ruth. This dedicated daughter-in-law to Naomi, a sturdy hiker and a strong harvester, displays this lovely long cape that easily becomes a sleeping bag. Useful for protection from the inclement weather, this versatile outfit rolls out so one can snuggle down on it at the foot of a bed or on the floor. 2 items for the price of 1. This cape is a must for the thrifty but classy woman and can be found at Modern Moab's outlet store. By her loyalty and love for Naomi, Ruth married Boaz and became the mother of Obed, father of Jesse, whose son was David. There are 2 books in the Bible named for women, and Ruth is the first one. Thank you, Ruth. Hannah. Like Sarah before her, Hannah grieved because she was childless. She prayed to the Lord, "If you'll give me a son, I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and no razor shall touch his head." Samuel was born to Hannah, and she gave him to Eli in the tabernacle. Each year she would sew a new coat and bring it to him. In some ways, this was the first story of foster care. Her fervent prayers and patience for God's timing resulted in her blessing of motherhood. Hannah is carrying a darling child's coat from the Wee Ones shop in the Shiloh Mall. She left that at home. Bathsheba. Like our Bathsheba, slinky and enticing, you will be smashed at any poolside party in this new import from Babylon. For bathing or sunning, wearing this garment can dazzle kings. A lovely cover-up as a companion piece when brisk breezes blow. Bathsheba became the wife of King David and the mother of Solomon. It was through her courage and perseverance that she persuaded David to declare Solomon heir to his kingdom upon his death. Thank you, Bathsheba. Esther. With stars in her eyes, love and courage in her heart, and a crown on her head, Esther graciously accepted the kudos from her people for a triumphant deliverance from wholesale massacre. This evening, she's modeling a Mordecai design and production gown sold in Empire Limited shops throughout the land. Esther's obedience to God's will enabled her to step out of her comfort zone and be a risk taker for her family and her Hebrew people. She's the second woman to have a book written about her in the Bible. Thank you, Esther. To the New Testament. We're going to start off with Mary, mother of Jesus. For her journey with Joseph, there are no witnesses. For her journey with Joseph to Bethlehem, this serviceable but stylish outfit, which doubles as a traveling toque, adorns Mary, who is with child, and you would never have guessed, would you? Suitable for riding or walking, this durable maternity outfit sheds dust and keeps the warmth in for the wearer. A must for the mothers to be during Advent season or those chilly summer nights in the mountains. Sold exclusively at Star in the East Market Centers. Pure of heart, Mary is revered of all mothers. Boy, you're going to need to know her. Thank you, Mary. Anna. She's going to take a little while, too. Anna, an aged widow, was a familiar figure in the temple. Come on, Anna. You can do it, Anna. Boy, you better help her. She dons a lovely shawl of fine stitchery. To ward off temple dampness, a shawl is a necessity. Note the elegant fall of the material, a must to keep my lady snug as she waits the arrival of the Messiah in the chill of weather amidst those rugged stone walls of the temple. You can find this and many other fine shawls in the temple gift shop located on this building's second floor. Thank you, Hannah. You're good. Salome. Here is the beautiful Salome in wispy gauze and whirling scarves. Do your thing, Salome. Coached by her mother Herodias, Salome enchanted King Herod and the entire court with her dancing. Your wish, too, can come true in this alluring costume from the Arabian Nights collection. All heads will turn your way. Careful, though. Don't lose yours. Salome and Delilah are included in this lineup to remind us how temptation and sin can destroy lives. Thank you, Salome. Just hops down the steps. Martha. Like many of us who have sisters, there's always one in the family who's busy cooking, cleaning, and straightening. On the day Martha prepared a lavish meal for Jesus, he was more interested in food for the soul than food for the body. Our Martha is modeling the latest fashion for cooking, cleaning, scrubbing, and just doing all those wonderful chores women get to do. She found her ensemble at the Bethany Boutique on Synagogue Avenue. Mary Magdalene. This once tawdrily attired madam now displays a dress of decorum. The lines and folds of the fabric, sold exclusively at the Galilean Fabrics Company, lend it to day or evening wear, and can be seen this season at church house gatherings or for more formal functions at temple seminars. Basic black, always in good taste, will get you rave reviews from all quarters. One of the most maligned persons in the New Testament, Mary Magdalene was healed of evil spirits and infirmities by Jesus and became his follower. Her story reaches its climax on Easter when she was the first person to whom Christ appeared following his resurrection. Thank you, Mary. Eunice. Like her mother before her, Eunice was a teacher of the Word. Here she sports a smart vest from Antioch Apparel. Notice large pockets that she uses to hold bits of stone for slate writing and a pen or two for when parchment is available. Her ever-present scriptures are also accommodated by her roomy pocketed vest. This handy little number also comes in pink, light blue, and lush lavender. Apostle Paul wrote that he was reminded of Timothy's sincere faith, which first lived in his grandmother Lois and his mother Eunice. Thank you, Eunice. You look lovely. Dorcas. Dorcas, whose name means gazelle, was a very good she loved the poor. Her life can be given in 6 words: full of good works and alms deeds. We can be sure her nimble fingers stitch layouts for babies and make cloaks, robes, saddles, and apparel for poverty-stricken widows, the sick, and the aged. Dorcas meant so much to those she helped that their pleas convinced Peter to raise her from the dead after she fell ill and died. This evening, Dorcas is sporting a robe which she made herself from fabric created by a local weaver of organic, sustainable materials. Dorcas. Priscilla. Along with her spouse Aquila, the weaver and tent maker, Priscilla became a convert to Christianity and then a missionary and an instructor of the Word. This evening, she's showing this lovely traveling suit. Perfect for the missionary on the go. This non-wrinkled fabric with a stunningly simple line is all the rage this season in Corinth and Athens, Greece. And sailing to Rome is a breeze in this charming apparel by Dior the Christian. Thank you, Priscilla. Very nice. Lydia. And last on our fashion parade is Lydia, savvy businesswoman of Philippi and seller of expensive and rare purple dyed cloth. Our Lady of the Lavenders is an inspiration for us all. She was a woman in her generation very much like women in 2014. We could use her marketing strategies for our church and our UMW fundraisers, couldn't we? God entered her life making her Europe's first convert. She knows it takes money to do mission, and Lydia would like to sell her wares Anyone for purple cloth or dye, she'll be selling it in the narthex afterwards. In this independent businesswoman, we see a symbol of the Christian faith being passed from continent to continent. And she does it so stylishly in this lovely lavender caftan from J.C. Shekel and Company.